Hello and welcome to this video. The purpose of this video is to explain the assignment of the diversity grid for EDUC 381. So throughout the class, you are going to be reading several articles and a couple of videos each week. And for each of these pieces of content, you are going to be filling out a section of this diversity grid. At the very end of the class, you are then going to have this entire grid filled out with a wealth of information, which is then going to help you write your philosophy of diversity in education paper, which is the key assessment for this course. So the purpose of this is so that each week as we're interacting with the material, we are having you collect your thoughts and feelings and information so that when it gets time to find resources for your paper, you already have a ton of them right there for you. By no means are these the only resources that you may use, and by no means do you have to use all of these in your paper. It's just a way to help you collect some information as well as reflect on your own thoughts and feelings as we go through our course. So the purpose of this as well is to have you be reflective about your thoughts, your ideas, your opinions, and the way that you're interacting with this material. So as you're reflecting through here, remember that the purpose is not for you to restate what these are about. This is not about writing a summary. This is a personal reflection that you are going to use to help influence your ideas about diversity in education. One last thing I'll tell you about this document is that this is one large document which you are going to turn in each week completely. So you're not going to be done with this until the last week. And so don't chunk this up into different parts. We're going to keep it as one entire running document. So the first time you turn it in, there will be almost nothing on it other than checkpoint 1. And then each week we will build and build and build. So please keep this as one document and turn it in as one document. I promise I know what's supposed to be there every week. So each week you'll have a different checkpoint, and the number of the checkpoint corresponds to the week that we're in. So checkpoint 1 is week 1. Checkpoint 2 is week 2, so on and so forth. So each week you're going to have different instructions and you're going to be required to record a couple different things. Usually we will have a video or an article. And so you can see here that I'm going to ask you to define diversity in your own words. Then I'm going to have you watch a TED Talk, which is The Danger of a Single Story. It's a wonderful TED Talk. I really like watching it every single semester. And then you're going to read an article called Making Diverse Classrooms Safer for Learning. So with each of these sources, first you're going to come up with specific quotes and pieces of information that you thought were important or that you want to remember that you could potentially use later in your paper. So things that are important to you or things that you want to learn more about. So once you have that information, then you're going to reflect on what that material was trying to communicate. So you are being reflective about your own thoughts and feelings and experiences and how they relate to what we're talking about with each piece. And then you have all of this information in one document. The last thing you're going to do for each checkpoint is you are actually going to find your own resource. So that could be an article, it could be a video, it could be a podcast, it could be a poster, as long as it relates to what our topic is that week. So for checkpoint 1, our first week, it's all about introducing what diversity is. So really it's very broad. There's a lot of options for you to seek out in order to find a resource. And so what you're going to do is you're going to properly cite it in APA style, as I've done with our other resources here. And then you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to reflect on what this resource is, and you're going to come up with the summary of what is in it, because obviously this is a resource that I have not looked at before, probably. So every week I am going to grade you on this exact same rubric and provide some feedback each time. And so if you want to earn full points every week for this assignment, you need to have 3 quotes or pieces of information for each of the different items. So 3 for the video, 3 for the article, and then 3 for your own resource. For example, for our first checkpoint. Then also your self-reflections, just make sure that you're being open and honest with your feelings, even if it's, I don't know how I feel, I've never thought about this before. As long as there's some real reflective practice going on, that's what I'm looking for. And then finally, the things that you are saying are also inquisitive, right? It's not, this is how it is, this is how it'll always be, or I've always felt this way and I'll probably always feel this way. I want to see you looking for greater understanding, right? Like, I've noticed this before, but why is it that way? I want to see that you are doing some work in order to understand what diversity means in your own way. Again, there's no right or wrong answers for any of these materials. It is just your personal journey and showing that you are putting in the effort in order to understand what is being presented. So if you have any questions about any of these things, please let me know. Again, you're going to turn in this document every single week as a whole for each checkpoint. And then I will grade and give feedback, and you will continue to add all the way up to our last week. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out via email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. I want you to feel confident with this assignment, and I hope to hear from you if you need any help.